Okay, this video is about the Baphomet. You know, I'm just gonna do a series of some stuff, and this is one of the series. I always talking about series, but anyway, this is about the Baphomet, and I'm gonna pull up. While explaining, I'm gonna pull up Google, so I could do the explaining as well. Okay, Baphomet. It started with me in 2002, doing research on. It started, okay, coming into the question God. I asked the question, who's God? What's God? And years after 2002, my first real research out of that, well, in that question was on secret societies. I came to secret societies. It wasn't a choice. I didn't even know secret societies existed until 2002. And one of the main secret societies that I started researching was the Illuminati, because of hidden messages, and there were a lot of people already curious and made me curious. I didn't really have an internet connection to say I knew exactly where to look, but watching video clips and going to Google and YouTube made a good reference. Well, Illuminati, there is parts where the Illuminati is praising the Baphomet. Now, first let me say that everything that could be used either positive or it could be used negatively. People, for instance, look at voodoo as something very negative, but voodoo could also be used very positive. Voodoo is a spirituality. It is something that you could use in the sense of healing and also destroying, and in the healing you could destroy as well too. It depends. Voodoo could be from dancing with drums and killing chickens to sitting down and doing a shaman clank session, just relaxing, meditating. It has to do with spirituality, and voodoo is just a form of that spirituality. It's not negative, not positive. Well, coming into that, the Illuminati use this symbol in their rituals, and it's not so much as the whole, but the thing or what you see, but the holistic of it. That said, you have let's just say they even what they use, they would demonize just for you to stay away. That's how I see it. That's how I look at things. So they demonize this beautiful symbol, the Baphomet, just for you to stay away from it. Because if you would come into this now, tell me, right? If you demonize something and you're using it, right? Does it make it something that everyone something bad? Because they are using the same symbol to worship devil, and that's what people think. That's a devil worshipping. I don't believe in the devil, and I don't believe in God in the sense of how it is written or whatever in the Bible, or how people, Christians or whatever. So everything is connected. So everything is connected with each other. Just think of it like this. If I have a secret and I don't want you to know about it, but it's in the surface, what they done is demonize it by all means of your understanding of what you already know, devil, right? They even claim it in the Bible, which is written 400 years, not even 400 years, 300 years ago. In order for you to stay away from this ancient knowledge, so they could keep control. Let's say that is for you not to be awakened. The Baphomet is a symbol, right, that is within. When you learn the Baphomet, then you're learning yourself. Now, I love the Baphomet. I have endless amount of things on the Baphomet. I got these beautiful things from my girlfriend, and I got a chain. I love the Baphomet. I don't associate myself with a lot of darkness. Things like skulls that people won't like, and you know. Anyway, not going off subject. So let's get into the Baphomet. The Baphomet. Baphomet. I'm hoping everyone can see my screen. Why is my Google in? Yes, translate please. In Dutch. Okay, Baphomet was a god who would be worshipped by the Knights Templars. Now you got to know what the Knights Templars is. It's a whole big thing on the Knights Templars that people don't understand. But certain things on Google you shouldn't even really check. You should check things out more. You should go for more references and stuff like that. But you could check things here too as well and make sense of it. Here is a clearer picture of the Baphomet. Now, the Knights Templars, all of that leads back to the Moors. The Moors, I don't know if you know the Moors, Moroccans, Moors, from long time, who came to districts in European and taught ancient science. Okay? Now, if you see here, you have the full picture, so you could see what I'm looking at. I don't know if you could see it good here, but this is the Baphomet. 2 horns, goat head, a star on the head, fire, 2 snakes and a ball, meditative cross legs, hands pointing up, hands pointing down, so above, so low. Here you have the moon above and you have the moon below. That's very complicated science. And then you have 2 wings. Now if I go to Egypt and I type in, for instance, Maat, Egyptian goddess, right? Here you have Maat with her wings spread. Don't look at how the wings are. Look at them, that they are wings. Alright, these are not spread. I don't know why they choose to not have the wings spread, but you could see that Maat's wings are pointing up. They are pointing straight, you know. But I would say that the reason they have them curved is because they want to try and project a different image, excluding this image. If you look here, Baphomet has a breast. Actually, if you go back to Baphomet, he should have breast. So which the breast indicates the feminine energy, femininity. All right, so there you have Maat, which is feminine. Yes, her feminine energy is included in the breast. So the Moors taught the Europeans the ancient science. The Europeans made a statue of it to present them. But due to the fact that it was occult knowledge, occult meaning the hidden knowledge, occult knowledge, they did it in a perspective whereas in the future they could scare you away from the image. What they are scaring you away is from ancient hidden secrecy. Secrecy in the sense of not everyone in that time were able to comprehend or to understand this beautiful knowledge. So now we have Maat, which have the wings, which means balance and spirituality. All right, the wings means balance. Okay, everything leveled. Then also spirituality, a different realm. of understanding. To explain that, we have the feminine aspect, which is balance, mat, the wings, which indicates spirituality and balance. Then let's go to the crossed legs. It's easy to explain meditation, because what meditation is, it's a form of connecting to inner self, to inner divinity. Crossing the legs gives meaning to inner self. Alright, you don't have to cross your legs to meditate, but in this form, crossing the legs means giving meaning to inner self, to connect with your divine self. That's why it's on the lowest. So you start with meditation. To get there, you have to start here. To get to the highest, you got to start at the lowest. Crossing the legs. So we are crossing our legs to go within. This just indicates the action. So his legs being crossed indicates the action. Now you're wondering why he's a goat. Why goat legs? Let's go into that. BAphomet, goat legs, meaning. So for me, this is a good question. Why are goat associated with Satan? Now goat is just a creature, right? Satan, now you who believes would say Satan is the devil, but this is a totally different meaning for the Illuminati or for the ancient ones. Satan and devil are two different things. There is no devil, and devil is just a deed, you know. And if I have to go into the etymology of words, de vil, villain. So de, the, the, it's the same. The, vil. So vil could be a veil of something. Having a veil in front of your face, for instance. Len. So if we add the word len in the back of the letters en, you will have villain. And a villain, defining the word, decoding the word, villain would mean veiling. So the devil is actually veiling. So it is not a person, place, or thing. The devil is actually to veil, to hide. That's why you have the saying, the devil biggest achievement is letting the world that he is not real. So that said, it goes with the word fail, to veil something, to hide something. Do you understand? So if we go in, and this is not what I was looking for, it says mythology, so that means that something is profound here. We could look it up if we want to. I've never been on this site. Parable of the sheep and the goats. I don't want to go into that because that would lead me off subject. We would have to go deeper into that. But the devil, decoding the word, would mean the veiling of something. So I'm hiding something. That's why it's associated with secrecy. You know, the devil comes to people in secret, or the devil is secret. You're not believing in the devil. It's not a place in a being. It is a action. It's a description of a action. So you have the veil. That's I never did this. I never decode the word devil, and I'm decoding it for the first time now. The DE is the same as the. Dutch and English are two same languages. Dutch is a baby language to English. That's where you get the boat, the cook, the whatever, and the. Understand? The word devil is not an ancient word. It is an English word. The, as in DE. If you say DE, the, and you say THE, the, it's the same thing, the same word. The. Some of us use DE to even in English today. You know? So, the veil, two words, the veil, adding the EN in the back would be the villain. What's a villain? A villain is someone with bad intentions, right? A villain hides. A villain won't show its true self. A villain would do in secrecy. That's a villain. Someone who veils. Okay, so the veil, decoding the word right now, would mean the veil, the secrecy. All right, that's the word devil. Okay, so putting that aside, there is no devil. But what is Satan then? Satan. If you listen good, you have Satan and Saturn. Saturn. Almost the same word. Saturn is a planet, a star, or whatever you want to call it. Right? Saturn with its rings. Saturn is actually Saturn. Satan. Okay? Saturn and Satan are the same. That's what they're saying. That's why they call the veil Satan. So the veil is to veil the truth, and the truth is Saturn. Saturn is represented in astrology as a goat, a creature with horns. Let me go into Capricorn, if I spell that right. Capricorn. Here you have it one time. Capricorn is represented as a goat. Alright? Saturn. Capricorn's planet is Saturn. So now the veil, the devil, the veil that cover ups this truth is covering up that time in astrology. Saturn. The goat represents the planet or the entity Saturn. Why the goat? if I ibex, sorry, I don't know how to spell it. Ibex goats. Let's try it like this. Here we go. The ibex is one of the fewest creatures that lives in this manner. They climb anything. They are fearless. They are the oldest of goats. They are the oldest of goats, and they are used symbolically for Saturn because it is the oldest of planets. Okay, it is the oldest of planets, meaning it is the oldest, it's the papa, you know, it's the father, and it is represented by a fearless creature, the goat that lives high in the mountains. It's the highest star, and it represents an era in the zodiac cosmology. Okay, Saturn, then Saturn, the planet, and the goat. All right. Also, the horns for the Ka and Ba. What's the Ka and Ba? Wow. Ka and Ba. Okay? The Ka means power, energy, spirit, life. So spirit, essence, nature of life, from the power of our hands and arms and actions and deeds. It's the Ka. And then the Ba. Meaning of Ba, mythology, Ba is, the Ba was always portrayed as a human-headed bird, usually a human-headed falcon. The Ba bird was often shown hovering over deceased mummies or leaving or entire the tomb at will. Okay, meaning the word Ba is usually translated as soul or spirit. However, Ba is probably better translated as spiritual manifestation. So here we have the Ka and Ba. We just read what the Ka was. Let me bring up a new page. Ka. Let's go into app building because I got one time here. Ka means power, energy, spirit, life. Okay? So the bull, cow, horns, power, strength, fertility, power, action of the world, the create from consciousness. So power of action in the world to create from consciousness. Self, soul, spirit, essence, etc. of who we are, aspiring, arising up to higher consciousness. So you have the real spirituality in mortality. Your spirit, soul, self, and characters is defined by what you do, what you know about reality, and self-consciousness, your behavior, reflecting who you are. Ka and Ba. Now you could say it's only Ka because Ka represents the two arms, the horns. If you watch this picture here, ancient picture, You see the two hands going up on the head, on the two heads. So the two horns on the head, which is the Ka and Ba. So you could say the Ka alone, because the Ka represents this. This is the Ka alone. But the Ba is fitted within that, because you are cultivating the soul. The meaning again here of the horns, right, is the power, energy, spirit, life. Spirit, essence, nature of life, from the power of our hands and arms as actions and deeds. So the power of your hands and arms is you create, you could touch, you could move, you could build with your arms. That's the power of your arms and hands. Your hands could move, pick up stuff, throw stuff, right? That's the Ka. That's why the horns on the Baphomet. The devil that they gave us, the veil that they gave us. Now remember, the government is lying about everything. And think about it like this. You're a herder. You have sheeps. In order for you to stay a herder, you have to keep sheeps. So, how are you going to keep your sheeps? When everything must come into light. Everything must come into light. Everything that is darkness must come into light. So everything that they know, because of our, how do you say it? Our collective consciousness. What I think today, right? Through my collective consciousness, and we are all connected. What I think today, you will receive tomorrow. Or I already received it from you yesterday. You taught something and I'm receiving it now. This what I know is what you know or will know. Not because I'm saying it now, which is a help medium, but because it's a collective consciousness. What we think, what we do, it all goes back to one. We are connected in every way. And if you don't believe it in the spiritual, believe that in the physical, that you and I came from the same source. We are from the same source. Whether you black, Chinese, doesn't matter. We are from the same source. Alright? So, in order for them to keep sheep, they created the veil. The devil. The veil. The veil to cover up ancient science that we need, important science. And the reason is for they could use it, they could be above, always connected to themselves. But a sheep herder don't want the sheep to jump the fence. So now you understand the horns. Now you understand the goat. The goat represents Saturn. Saturn is the oldest in our solar system, older than the sun. It is our first sun. The light from Saturn in ancient time is the sun that we saw. That was our sun. There's where we got our energy from. That's where everything came into be. Alright? The sun is a baby to Saturn. And if you believe in that whole heliocentric globe, then you will know that the outer planets were first formed. That's nothing what I believe. I don't believe in the heliocentric. I'm a little bit tight-tongued, but the globe model that they are giving us, the Galilean model, if you believe in that, like I used to believe in it. I used to love Discovery Channel. I used to love watching the planets, how they grow, and rocks hitting each other, and the spinning and the rotation and the gravity and the core start to form and all of that. If you do believe in all of that, then you would believe as well that the outer planets are first formed. And then you go in. Because if everything explodes from in and it comes back, if you pass the other planets and you go and build the earth first, where is the rest stones that build the outer planets? So everything that is coming back into the implosion, so if it's an explosion and it come back to an implosion, it will basically start coming in, and everything that has to form outside will form out before it forms in. And if Saturn is the furthest, and then you have Pluto and stuff like that, if those are the furthest, and this is the geo, this is how they're giving it, this is how NASA saying it is, this is what we are seeing in TV and television, this is our Discovery Channel programs. If we have the outer planets that are formed through an explosion that is imploding, you will have Saturn, Pluto, and then come in to Earth. Okay? So, because of it being the Papa, Saturn, that's why it's ringed, the Lords of the Rings, Saturn. Because of Saturn, we have the representation of the goat, by a goat. Goat legs. So what we've covered, you have to go inside meditation, you have to go within to receive. Saturn, Capricorn, is where you start. In January is where you start to build yourself. It's also where you start to rise your energy. The lowest chakra to the highest. You can't go the highest to the lowest. It's the highest, the lowest to the highest. That's why the goat representing the outer planet, Saturn, the Papa, where we begin, the stronger, the grounded one. Alright, so then we go a little further. It is not a villain, the devil. The devil is a front to cover up what it actually is. So we take away the veil. The veil. Remove that. Alright? Remove that. There is no devil. There is no veil anymore. From today, this symbol is not veiled. It is received. It is to be seen. You could see it now. Now you could see this symbol. It's no more the devil. Alright? No more devil. It is not veiled. Then we go up. You have on the Baphomet, I'm going to pull the picture up for you to see it better. Okay, I'll just open a new page. Baphomet. Beautiful symbol it is. Wow. I love the Baphomet. Yeah. Anyway, so now you have these two things here. Now watch how this connects so beautifully. Remember people, this is no devil. You're watching a symbol, a holistic symbol. These two are snakes. Believe it or not, we have energy in our body that is represented by snakes, and it's called Kundalini energy. The Kundalini energy. I'm going to pull up a picture. I'm not going to read, but I'm just going to show you because I know this very well out of my head. The best picture would be this. This is the Baphomet. Look, good. This is the Baphomet. Everything that I've already said. the lower part, the chakras. You have the two snakes, the wings. I haven't gotten to the rest yet, but I will. If you look good, there is a ball in between the two snakes. Here you have that ball in between the two snakes. Now, the two snakes represents a energy that sleeps at the base of your spine. Here or here, around this sector. That energy is cosmetic energy. That is divine energy. That energy is represented by a serpent. You see it here. That serpent sleeps at the base of the spine. What happened is, in meditation, you could raise that energy. Meditation is also sleep, is a form of sleep. Everyone who dreams, that energy raises every night. When you dream, is that energy coming up, activating. Let's go into, I want to try and show you guys so you get rid of that superstitious mumbo jumbo. Ida and Pingala. The Ida and the Pingala. Oh, I already had the picture. Okay, let's just copy this one. Okay, this is with the letters, so you have written with it. Okay, these two snake, which is the Kundalini energy, must rise, activating each chakra. See, every point, in order for you to dream, in order for you to reach your higher self. The Ida, which is the serpent on the right, and the Pingala, which is the serpent on the left, they represent the yin and yang. Everyone who understands the concept of yin and yang, light and dark, and I don't like to say that, good and evil, I really don't like to say that, because that's no concept. That is a concept. A concept is to con your perception. Concept is to corn, you know what corn means? To fool, to trick your perception. Concept. Okay? I don't believe in concept. Good and evil is a concept. Positive and negative is also a concept, but it's a more factual concept. It comes more to the closest. So you have polarities, energies. You have a different polarity of energy, which is the Pingala, and you have a different polarity of energy, that is the Ida. And these two rising together activates your energy centers, which is chakras. For those who don't know what chakras is, let's open another page. And there we go. Chakras. We could go into all of it. I'm giving you things now you could do and go and research yourself. And at least you see it so you know what it looks like. Chakras. These are chakras. You have the root chakra, which is the base. Yeah. You have the sacral chakra, which is a little higher. That's where people talk about, the Chinese talk about chi. That's where your chi energy lies. Then you have the solar plex chakra. That's a little beyond. That's in between this point here. The point that soft point there. If you get hit there, it takes away your breath. Takes your breath away. Then you have the heart chakra. It's located around here. It's not in the heart, it's around the heart. Then you have the thyroid chakra. That chakra governs your speech. The heart chakra governs your heart. Solar plex chakra governs your energy. The sun. Yeah, how do you explain that? Maybe I could look it up. The sun energy, your cosmic connection with the sun. Then your sacral chakra, your chi energy, and your root chakra, the energy which makes it capable for you to be a being, a human being. Okay, a being. Without that chakra, you don't exist in this realm. Then you have the third eye, which is actually your first eye. People, we are spiritual beings experiencing physicality. All right, your first eye is that chakra, your pituitary gland, your chakra. That's your first eye. Before you even become a being, a seed, you are a spiritual being. Spiritual meaning you are of the divine, and then you come into a physical experience. You don't create, or you don't achieve or manifest a first eye or a third eye. You manifest the rest. You come into this existence as a spiritual being with your first eye, but then you activate your second and your third eye, and that's what you see through. But your first eye is always, it is existence, it is in existence, it is to come and to always be. That's your first eye. That's the divinity. There's where the creator see through you. Then you have the pineal gland, the crown chakra. That's your state where you're in. That's where you perceive. That's the all. That's the divinity. That's where you are. That's where you are receiving information from your physical experience. It is a flame. It is shaped as a pine cone. It's very small, and in the middle is the eye. That's your eye. If you open the brain or dissect the brain, you will see it looks like an eye. Let me go into that. Sorry if I'm taking long. This video wasn't meant to be taking long, but these things cannot be explained simply. Pineals, bear with me, people. Gland. I am dyslexic, so I do spell sometimes very wrong. Pineal gland. Let's just look at the half building. Here we go. Here we go. Let me use this one. This is more clearer. If you look at this, you see it looks like an eye. It looks like an eye. I'm going to keep this picture up there for a moment. This is your pineal gland. Pineal gland. That's the most. In the earlier days, in the 18s, they didn't. Sorry, I'm going to close the door for a moment. They didn't think that the pineal gland has a purpose, so they were like just taking them out and throwing them away. Today, anyone that dies that has a good brain intact, they takes out the pineal gland before they bury them. Or mostly in black people, take out the pineal gland because the pineal gland is producing melatonin, and melatonin is something that they are producing. Just look it up, okay? Your pineal gland produce a lot of things. It makes you the pineal gland is actually what controls the body system in keeping it functioning, so that you could receive everything that you need to receive. Of course, it's a system that works together without the pineal gland, for instance, you will not be able to share melanin over your body. You know, you won't be able to, you know, there are people who, everyone has a pineal gland, but some are declassified, calcified, and due to that calcification, the body is not receiving that spiritual connection. We are spiritual beings experiencing a physical experience. You need your spiritual being to experience that. So everything that you need from the spirit, you need it here. We are whole. We are not just physical and just spiritual. Unless you are not in this realm, then you are just spiritual. That's hence God being just a spiritual being. That's God, the spiritual being. But as a physical being, if you are only physical, you cannot be only physical. But your mind could perceive your experience as only physical. There's where you have people in ignorance. Always, you know, let's kill these animals and eat meat. You know, let's eat meat. Not thinking about it. You know, they could just do it. Building stuff. This whole world is upside down. Chaos reigns on this world. You know? And that's because people that disconnect, because the world is ruled by people that are disconnected from their gland. The gland is calcified. So they are trying their best to activate it, failing because they are not capable of doing it on their own. Anyway, so we have the glands, chakras. Your Ida and Pingala, which is the yin, and the yang, which has to rise and activate your chakras, is the next symbol on this beautiful monument. The Ida and the Pingala, you could see them as one is black, one is white. They say black is negative and white is positive. You could look at it a different way, but not to go into that symbology of things. This is what this represents. The Ida and the Pingala rising up to activate the medulla oblongata, which is here. When that is activated, your body, the pineal gland, automatically creates a substance. You could call it hallucinate substance or whatever. I think that what happens when you use a certain drug. Some people use mushrooms. I think the pineal gland, you could use, you have things like spirulina and chlorella, which produces chlorophyll, which gives the body a certain drive. And that's the same thing with drugs. If you use a certain drug, it could activate parts of the mind. I don't know what they call it, the serotonin or something, which could produce, that liquid produces an effect, and that's where it is that door. If you want to know this story, that's a story of, you know, coming back to Bible theology or whatever. You have Jesus on the cross, next to, let's say, okay, you have Jesus on the cross. I think you should have a good picture of Jesus on the cross, between the two thieves. You see, you have Jesus on the cross, and his sign, he has a sign, and the others not, and then you have a point on top. Jesus on the cross Christ on the cross, Christ on the cross, Christ is your Kundalini energy on the cross, that pole that goes all the way up is your chakras. He represents your Christ energy. And then you have the two thieves, which represents the Ida and the Pingala. The two thieves and Christ, the Ida and the Pingala. That's that story, people. The story of Jesus on the cross. Coming to it, let me give you it one time. As above, so below. Christ is actually the sun as well. The sun that you see in the sky. Every winter solstice, the sun from the 21st is the most north. 3 days it stays in a tomb, north. At this time, the 21st, it resides in the constellation, the Crux, which is shaped as a cross. The Crux constellation. And then on the 25th day, which is Christmas, Christ must rise again. The 25th, it is born, meaning it is no more in the tomb. The 25th of December, thus the winter solstice ends and starts the sun its journey again. These fingers pointing up, and if you look at Jesus pictures, I'm trying to find a good picture right now. If you find a good picture of Jesus, look at here. Mr. Man, woman, whatever you want to call it, has two fingers pointing up. Coinky dinky. Is that a coincidence that he has a fire around his head? Because when you reach the last chakra, the highest chakra in the body, physical body, right, it activates your divinity. Your divinity. And they have something that says you can't reach to the Father if you don't go through the Son. And the Son is the heart. And the Son is actually the Sun. So this, what he's doing with the fingers, is saying, as above, as the sun makes its journey, winter solstice, it dies, in the sense of the ancient thought it was dead because it was so far north that they couldn't have seen it. It was low and they thought the sun wouldn't have been born again. The 25th, the sun rises again. So is above, so below. Capricorn is where the sun starts again. Capricorn is January, the first month in the year. The goat. Alright? So here we have as above, so below. Okay? Jesus is actually saying here, so as above, so below. The sun, that's why he's the Son of God, but he's also the Son of man. Think about it, people. The Son of God, who is the heart, that's why Heru in ancient times is also the sun, and Osiris is the father. The sun is the heart. You have to go through the sun, which is the heart chakra, in order to reach the Father. You have to go through the sun, the anahata, to reach the shara. You have to go through the sun in order to see the Father. You have to go through Christ, Jesus, the Son of God, the Son of Man, to reach the Father. God. Oh, God. Oh. Horus, to reach Osiris. Asor. As above means what happens in the zodiac happens within you on this realm. You have to raise your Kundalini energy You have to raise the Kundalini energy through means of the Ida and the Pingala, activating your central points, glands, chakras, raising your vibration through the medulla oblongata, raising it up to activate your pineal gland, going through the sun to reach to the Father. Okay? So, I'm getting disturbance. You know, this is a magnificent time to share, because people are starting to awaken and wondering and questioning, you know. Okay, so we've covered, it's not the devil. Devil don't exist. It is no more the veil. It is the veil now. We don't have no veil in front of this subject. It's not wicked, if you want to put it in neighboring terms. It's not evil, and evil and wicked are two different words that I don't want to go into right now. But this is not more veiled. We've covered that the goat represents Saturn. That's why the name Saturn. Saturn is Saturn. The veil in Saturn. The veil, not Satan is the devil. The veiling Saturn. So we are, the veiling Saturn. Saturn, the veiling wide, the Illuminati or powers of be, hid this in plain sight. In plain sight. You can't hide something from the people. We are one. We are our collective energy. So in order for it to be hidden, I'm just going to put the symbol there, and then, you know, I'm going to put a cover on it. You know, put the veil on it. You know. So that said, we covered, you have to go into meditation. Working all day, coming home tired and not meditating doesn't do nothing for you. That's what the system wants you to turn on. That's why they have a devil, a veil, so you could be a sheep. That's why Jesus has a sheep. That's why he has a sheep. He wants you to be a sheep. That's why he says or talks about a sheep. You are a sheep, and this is the veil. So we've covered, you have to go into meditation, stop being a sheep, realize that you have energy that has to be risen, that also communicates with the cosmos, as above, so below. Starting at January, Capricorn's energy, the month that the sun starts to be visual to the seeing eye that it's moving a journey again. The sun, let me see if I could find the journey of the sun. Sorry people, how do you spell journey? There's a O in between there. So, okay, let's see if we could find a good picture. Okay, this is a beautiful picture. Didn't expect to find this. Now, here we go. If you look at it like this is December. This is someone taking a picture every month, I think. Wow, this is a lot. Then you have December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. I think June is the highest point, or July, one of the two, and then yeah, go further, and then you go back to December. So this is the sun's journey. In January or in December, whichever is December, the sun is its lowest point. It is north. You hardly see it. For 3 days the sun stays at that point, and then it shifts 10 degrees and it starts its journey again December the 25th. January, February, and it goes on. January is the first month, Capricorn. So we know that where we start with meditation, where we start with preparation, there's where we are out of the solar system. Okay? So what we do is we have December, January, then we go further. Alright? So everyone's with me, okay? Meditation, raise your Kundalini energy, opening your chakra spaces. We start in Capricorn, or Capricorn is the father. Then we have the Ka and Ba. Explain what the Ka and Ba is of the Ka. The Ka is power, energy, spirit, life. And then we go further. The Ka and Ba activated through the medulla oblongata, activates the substance that rushes to the brain, from the pineal gland, and when it opens, you become a balanced being. Balance being. Balance. Beautiful symbol. Don't demonize it. Demonize, I don't want to go into the etymology of demons and stuff. Deveil it now. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful symbol Baphomet is. Alright, people. Peace.